Live from the Jersey Shore to the world. Get up, get out, do something. Wake up with Jeremy Grunin. Take the show wherever you go. Download the free Radio Pup app for your smartphone or tablet. Join the conversation. 732-505-1160. News Talk Radio WOBM AM 1160 and 1310. Listen online at WOBMAM.com.
Good morning and welcome back to Wake Up with Jeremy Grunin. I am Phil Brilliant of Brilliant Environmental Services, but this week I am Phil Brilliant of Wake Up with Jeremy Grunin as Jeremy is on vacation for the week. And so you have me on Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, and Ken Malgeri of Narcissus Florist. And if I say his name enough, I will probably butcher it 3 more times. So we won't, but it is 7:08 in the morning. It is a beautiful day to get up, get out, and do something. And speaking of that, we have somebody who gets up, gets out, and does something every day, though she may never leave the comfort of her house. And that is Dawn Malinowski of Social Trend Internet Solutions. Good morning, Dawn.
Good morning.
You wide awake this morning?
Not really.
Not really?
This is early to get up. I don't know how you guys do it.
Yeah, you know what? I mean, it's one of those things, either you wake up early in the morning or you get to sleep a lot. And, if I had my choices, I probably would do the sleeping, but somehow I need to work, and I haven't quite figured it out. I got to look for that woman who's a multimillionaire who keeps me at home, and I'll take care of
a sugar mama.
I need a sugar mama. There you go. But we are here to talk to Dawn this morning. Oh, she's putting the headphones on now. She wants to hear what Zach has to say.
Yeah.
There goes all our secrets. No more. We can't talk about Dawn behind her back, Zach. But Dawn, let's talk about you.
Okay.
So Social Trend Internet Solutions, as I said to the first Dawn this morning, because I've had 2 Dawns of guests, and so I'm going to be, my sexist pig that I am. You're an 8-year-old girl playing with your Barbie doll, and this is what you saw that you were going to be, and this is what you're going to do for the rest of your life. What did you think you would be doing?
Funny enough, I never played with Barbie dolls.
Okay.
I liked baby dolls. I didn't like Barbie dolls for some apparent reason. But funny enough, I went to University of Maryland to be my goal in life is to be a small business owner. I went there. I took all these business classes and then ended up being a teacher. So I taught elementary school for 6 years. I actually got my master's to be a principal, and then I finally found my way back to what I really wanted to do when I was younger. So I took kind of a roundabout turn to get where I wanted to be, but that's okay, and it worked out really well for me.
Now, I do know that Superintendent Healy of the Toms River School System does listen to the show. So he now hears that, you could be a principal in the school system. He may be reaching out to you later today, but if would your answer be, I'll jump back in the schools, or this is the best decision you've ever made in your life?
This is the best decision I've ever made in my life. I give a lot of props to teachers. It's a fantastic field, but it was not for me. It wasn't really my calling. I liked it. I loved the kids, but it just, I loved this much more. So
how do you go from being in the classroom to designing websites?
It's kind of funny. I basically, after I had my first son, I took some time off and pretty quickly realized I still wanted to do something. So after I had my second son, I luckily, Ken Malgeri from Narcissus Florals hired me to do websites and social media, and I soon became uber obsessed with it. So I'm taking classes, I'm doing all these workshops, and seeing how fantastic he is and how he runs his business. And I started to get that, business owner itch again. And one day I woke up and I said, well, if Ken needs somebody like this in his, business to run stuff, because he has so many other things he has to do and worry about, then other people need it too. So, and I started Social Trend Internet Solutions.
So we'll break it down into 2 separate sections. Let's talk website first.
Okay.
Then we'll go to social media. Because again, either of them blow my mind. I still, though I get accused of being like the king of Facebook, considering I post everything on Facebook, but that's because I really believe people want to know.
Right.
But we'll get back to that in a second. But websites, you did my company website. You did a fantastic job.
Thank you.
When I, either between the company website or Congregation B'nai Israel, which you did that one also, I'll spend 3 hours trying to figure out a little quirky problem we have. Can't do it. We'll give you a call. And I'm describing the problem to you, and by the time the conversation's over, you're like, oh, it's fixed. I mean, this is just something you picked up and you learned?
Yeah, kind of. It's something like if you become, I don't want to say obsessed enough, but if you become so interested in something that, I just kept trying to learn. And the thing is, when you first start, a lot of it, the great thing about it is if you kind of teach yourself at first and then take the classes, you already know what you're doing. Right. You've already tried and failed a bunch of times so that you know what works and what doesn't. And so after that, after taking the classes and everything just, it's quite easy. We do WordPress websites, so they are once they're set up and designed, they are user friendly. So that makes it better for my
user friendly. I smile, of course, because I love that. That's my favorite saying. Oh, once you take this website over, it's user friendly. You'll be able to change stuff. But you'll go in and do my favorite thing that I do constantly is when you update. Okay, there's a button that says update. And if you finish your page and you don't hit that button, what happens?
It does not update.
It does not update. And you go to the, why didn't that change? What did I, and you got to go back and do the whole thing over again.
It is hard when you're not doing it all day, every day like I am. So, it's one of those things it's just, I have the back end completely memorized, so I can do it on the phone. I can be in the car talking to somebody, telling them how to do it. But it's because I'm on it and I know. So if you're not on it constantly, it is a little bit trickier.
That's hands-free in the car.
Hands-free in the car, absolutely.
Hands-free in the car. But it's also, even though it's user-friendly, okay, I got to believe you have a lot of clients who are like, Dawn, I just need you to do all this.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah. Sometimes it's just easier. Business owners and people anywhere, you only can put so much on your plate. So that's kind of where I come in as far as, websites, social media. It's the same thing. It's, you just don't have any more time in the day. You're
part of the team.
Yes.
And especially for small business owners whose team is really small, that you're kind of that extension who really helps us get through the day because it boggles my mind how many people will tell me that they go to my website, because people Google, people go there, people are looking for information. A lot of times in my business, people go there because they're looking to see if there's a price list to determine how much it'll cost for me to do it versus another company. That's why I don't publish my price list.
Right, absolutely.
But now do you give a lot of people advice as to what they should put on their website? And for each business, how it should look different than their competitors?
Absolutely, yeah. And I have some clients that want things a certain way, and that's fine. Then I have some clients that say, okay, tell me what you think. So it really is up to the client. I'll do whatever, I think is
your best client the client who has no idea what they want, and you get to be this freelance designer versus the client who knows everything that they want and they're smarter than everybody else in the room?
Every client is fantastic. But yes, it is nice when somebody just says, okay, just go, do what you think, and then we discuss it later. So that makes it, I get to put all my ideas onto paper or, the internet, and it does sometimes come together a little bit quicker, maybe, or, so it all depends on the client.
So that's we have to go to a break, but what I want to talk about when we come back from the break is how you take that website content to social media versus taking the social media content to the website. Remember, join the conversation, 732-505-1160. This is a great opportunity to ask Dawn all those questions you always wanted to know about your website, but were afraid to ask. We'll be back in a moment.
The Sean Hannity Show, this afternoon at 3. Wake Up with Jeremy Grunin returns next. News Talk Radio, WOBM AM 1160 and 1310. Get up, get out, do something. Wake Up with Jeremy Grunin continues. News Talk Radio, WOBM AM 1160, 1310, and WOBMAM.com.
Good morning. Welcome back to Wake Up with Jeremy Grunin. I am Phil Brilliant, guest hosting Joan Rivers for the day. And for the week, for Jeremy Grunin, if you don't know who Joan Rivers is, Google her and see how she used to be on The Tonight Show for Johnny Carson. It is 7:21 on Monday morning, and we are talking to Dawn Malinowski. I just want to keep saying your last name because I practiced all weekend to make sure I said it right so Mark wouldn't beat me up when I see him next.
Yeah, it's a hard one.
It is a little hard. It sounds different. It's easier to say it than it is to read it. Mm-hmm. So I'm not reading it. But Dawn of Social Trend Internet Solutions, when we went to break, we were talking about taking website content to social media and social media content to website. We were talking a little bit right there about how busy you are, okay, but never busy enough to take a new client. Social media. Do you do social media programs for clients where you're running everything for them?
Absolutely. So again, it's one of those things, like the reason I started my business is because businesses just don't have time to do this stuff. And you think, oh, well, how hard is it to post on Facebook? Funny enough, it is. It's very hard. And it's harder to do it for your own business. You're kind of looking at it from an owner's perspective. So it's actually harder for me to do. I have my content writer do ours because I can't do it. It's hard to see your own. You don't know what people want to see. Whereas when I go into other businesses, I'm looking at it from the client's perspective. I can think, oh, what would I want to see? You know, I am that. I am a client. I could be a client. What do I want to see when they are posting? So that's where I can come up with different stuff that you just don't think of as a business owner. You're thinking, oh, I need to sell. I need this. I need that. Whereas I look at it from a different way. Well, you're not really supposed to sell. You're supposed to be social. You want things to be interesting. You want things to be funny. It needs to be, attention grabbing. So I can come and think of it from a different way. And again, it's not like what I do is not that hard, but it's time consuming. And I have clients that don't even go on. So I do everything social as far as social media: Facebook, Twitter, Google+, Instagram, LinkedIn. LinkedIn's a big one. So I can do everything from start to finish. So I do have clients that are like, I don't have the time. I don't even like social media. I don't want to be on it. I know I have to, but I don't want to do it. And then I have some people that we share responsibilities. I'm just there to make sure that there's consistency, and then they pop on every time they find something good or something they want to share. So
that begs the question, I'm a small business owner on social media. What should I be on?
So that's quite funny. It's ever changing, and it really depends on who you're trying to target. Facebook is still number one. When I started my business 3.5 years ago, if you posted one thing, 1,700 people would see it. Now Facebook is hiding posts. You can't see, you don't see as much. So you do need to put money into boosting and all that kind of stuff. But Facebook is still number one. Twitter is one of those that also very good, but you need to be more on top of it. You can't just post once a day. It has to be a few times a day. Instagram is always fun. It's young. But it's picture based. So if you have no pictures, that's not really going to help you. So it really depends on your business. I like to go into and talk to the businesses and see, okay, well, what's your end goal? And then we kind of make up a strategy from there.
So you do. I'll give you an example. So you represent a company that does widgets, and couldn't think of anything better than widgets. Popped into my head there. And so you're actually their behind-the-scenes social media person. So it's really not somebody at their office. It's you. And so you're doing some research on widgets and putting up articles for them.
Exactly. Yeah. Articles, and fun stuff, like anything that you can think of, just to get the conversation going, basically, about your product and what you are doing.
So it's really about just getting in front of people's faces in another form, not just the form of being in their office or trying to get meetings with different people. And I know, there's got to be, you can sit there and do this all day, but I've heard something called Hootsuite. Is that what it's called?
Yes.
Where you actually do everything at once, right? Did I give away your secret there?
No, I like Hootsuite, and I actually use Hootsuite, but I don't use it for Facebook because when it posts on Facebook, it says via Hootsuite, and I think it looks unprofessional. So I actually go and you can schedule it through Facebook. So you actually go into Facebook to do it. But yes, as far as everything else, you can do it through LinkedIn. LinkedIn, when you post on it, does come out a little wonky, but Twitter, Instagram, they have Pinterest. You could do Pinterest through Hootsuite now. So yeah, it is a very nice tool. Not great for everything, but definitely, it definitely helps.
Okay. I think when we come back from the news break, we're going to talk about what was that word you just used? A little winky?
Wonky.
Wonky. That was a word I was not accustomed to. I didn't expect that word coming out. But I think really what it comes back to is that everything that you do is really the face and the forefront of business on the internet.
Right.
Okay. So when we come back, I want to talk about how much people need to be out there on the internet to really get their business out there. Remember, join the conversation, 732-505-1160. We will be back after the news.
Wake up with Jeremy Grunin. News Talk Radio WOBM AM 1160 and 1310. Live from the Bob Levy Broadcast Center, overlooking the Toms River, it's time to get up, get out, do something. Wake up with Jeremy Grunin. Be a part of the show, 732-505-1160. News Talk Radio WOBM AM 1160 and 1310. Listen online at WOBMAM.com.
Good morning and welcome back to Wake Up with Jeremy Grunin. I am Phil Brilliant. I guess I'm going to say all week, substituting for Jeremy, as he is on vacation and enjoying the weather and the life of California, which means well, actually, I know he hasn't flown out yet. His flight was right about now, so hopefully he'll have a safe flight and he'll be laying on the beaches of California. It is 7:35 in the morning, and we are continuing our conversation with Dawn Malinowski, the owner, operator, jack of all trades, and doer of all of Social Trend Internet Solutions. And when we went to break, we were talking a little about presence on social media, presence on websites. And I always find, and so I'll ask you the question. So you're blogging, you're putting stuff on your website. I see the benefit when I put it over to social media. It just totally increases the visibility of my business.
Right, exactly. So basically, I do have a blog writer on staff, and she's fantastic. And it's a way to just generate more leads to your website. And like we said, people are looking online now. They're not necessarily calling. We do a lot of networking as business owners, but not everybody does. And so if you need something, you go to the internet to find it. And a lot of times that could be either through articles or, Googling, or we do pay-per-click. Like, there's all different ways to get to your website. But blogs are huge, especially if it's something interesting. It doesn't have to be, exactly about your business, but it has to be something that your followers are interested in. So like a real estate client, we, will write home hacks or, do different decorating schemes and all that kind of stuff, because it's the people that are, in the real estate field. People that are following them are obviously interested about their homes and how to make them better. So, and with that, a lot of times to send out, email blasts with those blogs, make them interesting, make them something that people want to read, so it all can go back to your website and, gain you more leads.
Right. And also, I said as a small business owner, I don't have clients who walk in my front door. My website is my front door.
Right.
That's really where people are seeing me on the street, as we say. As I don't say, because I'm not on the website design system. That's what you say on the street. But it really is the front and what people see first.
Yes.
Used to be the receptionist at the front desk was the face of the company. It is now really your website.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So it has to be, it has to be up to par. It has to be interesting. It has to be different. If they're looking, if people are going and looking at 3 different businesses, you want yours to stand out for, and not because it's bad. You want it to stand out for either it's good or has interesting pictures or interesting content or all of the above, hopefully.
Yeah. So before we go on and give your contact information, which we're going to do, this is the time in the show. This is the most important part of the show. And I know, as an avid listener of Wake Up with Jeremy Grunin, as a Toms River resident and Ocean County resident for life, and by the way, if you haven't heard my sarcasm, that was it right there. Yeah. We've already determined Dawn may be one of our few guests who has never actually listened to the show. So when I told her live, she listens to the YouTubes. But so when I told her, now Mark is now texting going, "Oh, he just totally threw you under the bus." But this is when we give you that Jeremy Grunin magic wand. We sprinkle fairy dust around the studio. We'll clean it up later, and the opportunity to change the world, change your sector, change anything, unlimited resources, don't worry about money, volunteers, or assistance. What would you do with that magic wand, Dawn Malinowski?
He just threw this at me like 2 minutes ago. But you know what it is? My life is Facebook. My life is social media. And every time I go on, it's just so depressing. It's so depressing. It used to be fun stuff. It used to be, and there's just too much going on that's kind of crazy in life right now. And I want that all to go away. That's what I want. I want to go on and see people happy and excited and sharing silly things and fun things instead of all the depressing things.
But, we do have to elect a president, so so that is all the depressing stuff we see on Facebook and everything like that.
Well, I think more in life of circumstances happening and everything. It's just I feel like every time I go on, I'm like, what's happening next? And I instead of it being like, oh look, cute pictures of friends and the fun stuff they did with their family. I want that back. I want the perception of life to be positive.
It's funny to say I have a good friend from high school who every day posts a puppy dog. And she posts the puppy dog, and the caption underneath is, because I can and because you need a puppy dog today.
Exactly.
And that's it.
Yes.
And it's people rip her to shreds.
Oh, I like it.
And but it's one of those things. She's basically saying that we need to see a puppy dog every day because we need to realize that life is worth enjoying.
Exactly.
And I think what you're saying is sometimes things get a little depressing, a little too heavy.
Yes, exactly, exactly.
Social media is to spruce up life.
Exactly.
So very good. So let's talk a little bit. How do people contact you? How do they find you on the internet? That was pretty funny, Phil. And how's the best way to get a hold of you to make sure that we can get business your way?
Absolutely. So my website is socialtrendllc.com. My phone number is 908-910-1306. Or you can just email me at dawn@socialtrendllc.com.
Not Malinowski.
No,
Just
no, that's a little long.
That'd be a really long email address.
Yes.
Real quick in the last few minutes that we have here, website optimization. People are always like, you want to be the first one out there, and keywords and stuff like that. None of that's changed, right?
No, none of that's changed. There is a lot more happening as far as Google's concerned. It only used to be pay per click. There's search engine optimization, and then there's the paid advertising piece of it. And the paid advertising piece has grown substantially. So basically there's pay per click, there's pay per impression, which just means you want people to see you. You're doing a whole rebranding. You just want to make sure your brand is, top of mind. And then there's pay per conversion. And basically that means if you're paying for whatever happens after they go to their website. Are they buying? Are they signing up for your email marketing, whatever they're doing as far as that? So there's like you can even pay per app download, pay per phone call to your business. So there's all these different things that are happening there as far as the paid advertising. But yes, it's all optimization is still very, very important.
So I have to ask the question though. So the pay per click.
Yes.
Is it per new click or is it any clicks?
Well, actually, funny enough, you could actually pay per you could actually pay people to see your website again. So it's both of them. You can do either or.
Well, the reason I ask is I used to. When websites first became real big and I heard this whole pay per click, what I used to do is I used to go to Google and I would find my competitors' websites and keep clicking on the link.
That is and it is. You actually are kind of paying for all. They are paying for all of that. I do feel bad when I'm like searching for something and then there's the 3 because if it's something I don't want, I actually don't click on it because I'm like I'm not gonna have them pay for me to click on their website.
Yeah, I was thinking the other way. I was like charging
You're
their bills up.
Mean.
Yeah. As a small business owner, sometimes you got to take a little advantage to get ahead in life and in business. Your best client?
Oh, all of them.
All of them.
I do. I'm so lucky. I get along with all of my clients. I have fantastic people that I work with and for, but no, I've been so lucky with all the clients. We all have, everybody has a great personality. It's fun to talk to them and get to know everybody, and that's what it's all about being social and working together.
But your best client is somebody who really needs you.
Right.
More than you need them.
Right.
Somebody who really, I don't want to say has no idea, but really you are giving them a place on the internet.
Right.
And most of those people are coming to you through
networking.
Greater Towns River Chamber of Commerce?
Absolutely, yes. I'm a huge advocate for the Greater Towns River Chamber of Commerce. Love them. Yeah, and absolutely. I do a lot of networking. I do a lot of one-on-one because my business is so social and I am sometimes the voice of my business. I want to make sure I know them. I meet them. I see their space. I see what they're doing. I see where they're going. And so that I try to learn as much as I can about them. And then part of that is in the networking piece of it, just to being able to talk to them and meet them.
Well, it's funny you say it because I'm actually thinking, so you do website design, but you are also out and about in the community, and so you're doing networking, and your clients and I don't want to say your best clients, but a lot of your clients are coming from your networking and your face-to-face, not from internet?
Yeah, funny enough.
Yeah.
It's kind of, yes. But it's because, I can definitely I do a lot of the stuff online. But the clients that I do excel with are the ones that I do meet and the ones that I can sit down and talk with. And even though I do marketing online, I make sure I don't do it too far because I want to be able to go and meet them and see what they're doing because it's so social, it's so one-on-one that it has to be
unlike
that way.
Jeremy and me, who are very, we're very attractive behind a microphone and on a computer. You are out and about getting business by shaking hands and seeing people.
I try.
And that is the way to do it.
Yes.
So let's get out real quick. Again, all your contact information to all those out there.
Sir, it's socialtrendllc.com. Phone number is 908-910-1306. And it's Dawn at socialtrendllc.com.
Dawn, thank you very much for joining us this
Thank
morning,
you.
waking up bright and early, and we will be back in a moment.